Hey guys, what's going on? Sadiq. Welcome to Experiences with Sadiq. Season 2. Experiences with Sadiq is about all things real estate. A show where communication is key, advocating for the people is bliss, and knowledge, it's inspiring. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the show. And oh yeah, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. Whether you're buying or selling a home, I'm that guy. Let's go! Hey, what's going on? It's your man Sadiq. Welcome to Experiences with Sadiq. Today I got my man
Emilio DiSpirito.
From where?
Engel Volkers.
You know what it is. So today we're gonna have a great conversation. We're gonna dive into who Emilio is and what he's about, what his company is about as well. You know, Emilio, if you don't mind, first things first. Where were you born? How did you get into real estate? And all that great stuff.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, my man.
Thanks, dude. So I was born in Springfield, Mass.
Yeah.
And a really, really cool community, kind of like a backwoodsy kind of city, right? Really great place. Grew up there, and my whole family's from Rhode Island, so we ended up moving down here when I was a kid, like 15.
Wow.
So basically grew up here, I would say, you know. What got me into real estate? Actually, Pete Dufresne with Keller Williams said, do you know him?
No.
With Spectrum Group?
I've heard of the Spectrum Group, but I don't know Pete.
Yep, so he was like, dude, I always see you hustling stuff online, like on Facebook or whatever it was at the time. Yeah, like whatever, like I was selling limousines, I was selling like, I would sell whatever, right? Just to get by, right? And so he's like, dude, he's like, you should sell real estate. So come on, check KW out and stuff. And KW is a great brand and whatnot. And then I got started, but I didn't start there. I started at Wykert. Wykert, yeah.
Another real estate team?
Yeah, no, Wykert's in actually in East Greenwich, Wykert Crescent Company. Smaller brokerage, yeah.
Never heard of it.
And then I moved over to Berkshire Hathaway Gammons.
All right, which is where I'm at.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, great company.
Yeah. So in terms of that, so you came to the States when you were 15. You went from Keller Williams.
Nope, never at Keller Williams.
Never at Keller Williams, but you met Pete first, who was the one who introduced you into a real estate game.
Yes, he did.
Got you going. Now, when he first introduced you to the real estate game, what was your mindset like? Because obviously you were hustling other stuff online and stuff like that, just so you can make ends meet, you know. But when he told you, hey, try real estate, what was your mind at?
Never.
Never?
Never doing this. Never, no way. I just didn't picture. I thought, you know, I don't know. It's a woman-dominated industry, right? So it's like,
interesting.
Yeah. It is. I thought, like, I always just thought of a realtor as like, you know, I just didn't think it was me. You know, I don't know. But it is, you know, and it's like changed my life, and it's unbelievable. But yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy that you say it's a woman-dominated industry, because when I look at real estate itself, I always thought real estate was male-dominant. So just hearing it from you, someone who's been in the industry for a lot longer than I have, to even say that, I think that's a powerful statement to make, because I don't think a lot of women realize that.
Yeah, they crush it in real estate.
Nah, they do. Oh my God, there's really some true powerhouses in real estate and stuff like that. Now, selling in Rhode Island, you know, how difficult was that? Because you're even though you grew up here since you were 15, and then making that transition into doing real estate, how difficult was that? Because I know it was difficult for me. You know, how difficult was it for you?
Dude, it's the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, one of them. Real estate, as far as business, the hardest thing I've ever done, man. It took me 6 months to get my first paycheck, and my first paycheck was like $1,200. And dude, I was so broke. And I told this story before. I was so damn broke, and like I gave it everything. I had family, friends saying, just hang it up, go get a real job. And I was like, no, I believe in it. But
I got this.
Dude, my first client, his name's Andrew Costa, great guy, good friend of mine now.
It's crazy how you remember your first client.
Oh, yeah. He's a great guy, my boy, right? But dude, my car, I didn't have a car. It was broken down or something. So I told him, oh, it's in the shop. You mind if we take your car? So my first client was driving me around, and then I was like, oh, I'll drive. Right? So I'm driving his car around like a chauffeur, and humble beginnings, super humble beginnings, you know.
No, it's crazy because I could tell you're a person that's straight humble, you know.
Blue collar, baby. Yeah.
respect to that.
Thank you.
I think with real estate being what it is, because when I started off real estate it's definitely a hard industry to get into.
Oh yeah.
For most people, I guess they say that for most realtors, it takes like. Some of them can't even get like 5 deals done a year or 1 deal done a year.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, really hard. And even just like you, it took you about 6 months. Luckily, when I first started, I was capable of showing 2 properties for another agent. You know, it wasn't my list or
that's
anything
always
like that,
key.
but at least it helped me out just so I can understand the process a little bit. But maybe I think about like, wow, maybe about 8 months after that, you know, I hit my first deal. And luckily it was a 3-transaction deal in one, you know.
Wow.
2 families sold a house to buy 1 big home.
Yeah.
You know, so it was amazing. So I totally get it. In today's day and age, with the way the real estate game is, you know, I know you made some major big moves. I believe last year or this year.
Earlier this year,
Was it earlier this year?
2021, yeah.
All right, you made a major power play. If you don't mind, talk about that power play that you made.
Yeah, thank you. So we got offered an opportunity to open up Engel Volkers brokerage here. So when corporate called us, I was like, who? What? I can't even say that. You want me to work there? You want me to run a business? Engel and who? Right? And I was like, dude, just leave me alone, right? Like, leave me alone. His name's George Perez. He's a great sport. I was like, George, I'm too busy. I'm happy where I'm at. Leave me alone. He goes, you know, that's such a common reply. I get it. He's like, look, if you're all set with doing what you're doing and you don't want to take ownership and you don't want to open a broker, you know, so he laid into me like really good, right? And then he started talking about, well, you know what? I see the price range that you guys are at right now. You're doing really well, 300, 350. I said, yeah, I love that price range. He said, have you ever thought of selling a $5 million home or a $10 million home? And I said, well, yeah, I've got some experience with that, but it's not really what we do. He said, well, let me show you how you can do what you're doing now and use our brand lift with Engel Volkers and just go at it and just conquer luxury. And I was like, wow, well, that's great, because the fewer homes you sell, right? I mean, it's a lot of work. Fewer homes you sell, the more time I have with my son. The more time I have with friends, with family, with all that stuff. And I'm like, that's more of a retirement plan for me. So that's that in a nutshell. So we've opened up our shop earlier this year. Well, we have a shop coming in East Greenwich.
Congratulations
on Main Street. Thank you so much. We're super excited. And we've got 12 advisors right now. We're growing.
Listen, I see that on social media. Every time on my platform, on the post, so I just, a new advisor on, I'm like, damn, all right, he's really killing it right now, you know? So like, it's really a power play for you yourself, because I guess you really had the opportunity or the time to really take what you're doing and implement it by switching over into Engels and Volker, right? Now, does that system change, or did that system amplify?
So the DiSpirito team system?
Yes, sir.
So,
there we go.
So the DiSpirito team system, so DiSpirito team, which we started at Berkshire Hathaway, moved over to HomeSmart, had a fantastic, awesome experience with Alan Gammons, with Dean DeTonencourt. Can't speak highly enough about those guys as well. Thank you very much, guys. They taught me a ton, right? Our systems have grown over the years, and Joe Fazio, what's up, guys? Joe Fazio, actually standing right up there.
Joe, what's up, baby?
Is
if you guys don't know who Joe is, Joe's like E's right-hand man.
No, he's my business partner. He is actually, he's my new boss. He's my new boss, right? So Joe's the broker owner of Engel and Volkers, but he's like the architect of our systems on DiSpirito team.
You talk about that highly. Break it down.
Dude, all right. So there's 185 steps in the selling process, 175 steps in the buying process. Now, before I met Joe, I was a mess. I was all over the place. I had stacks of like note cards of all my clients on my desk. He goes, "What is this?" I was like, leads, referrals, like that's right. So he's like, "Dude, chill," right? So he's like, "Just tell me what you need to do or what you need." So I just walked around the room and paced because I can't sit still.
I'm the same way.
And he's there, and we took years and we built these systems, right? Our business in our first year with Joe went from 18 million to 27 million in volume.
Powerful.
Our first year, and then up and up and up and up and up. So yeah, so our team systems are only evolving, and now we're offering those systems to other individuals and other teams mixed with what Engel Volkers offers.
It's definitely amazing because you guys did a seminar with
Sam Alba.
Sam Alba, who's with Remax Innovation.
Yep.
And you guys had a three-day, but was spread out within 3 weeks, if I remember correctly. And it was all about training in regards to building up systems, marketing, and I believe, if I remember correctly, a small piece of the financial part of it.
Yep.
So you could correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
But the knowledge, in terms of the knowledge and the experience that you guys that you brought forth, those 3 days, I thought was definitely immense.
Thank you.
And now your team, is it crucial that your team follow that system, or do you let your team kind of implement their own program?
You ever watch that movie called, I think it's called The Founder? It's the McDonald's movie.
I love that movie.
Hell yeah, right? That movie is sick, right? So there was a McDonald's that started selling barbecue chicken wings, right? Do you remember that part? And Ray Kroc, I think it was, went in there. He goes, "What the heck is this?" Like, was not. I don't remember if he ripped the posters down or whatever. But the whole thing is you go to McDonald's because you know what you're gonna expect. You go to the Capitol Grill. I think it's more appropriate I say Capitol Grill when I'm talking about my team. You go to the Capitol Grill, and you could be in Boston, Chicago, or Providence, Sadiq, and you're always going to get that great service. You're going to get welcome. Somebody's going to come pull your chair out. They're going to sit you down. Somebody's going to come out, pour you water. Somebody else take your wine order. Somebody else bread. The manager's going to come out. Hey, what's up? So that's a system. That's a team system. It doesn't stray. No matter if somebody is selling a trailer or if they're selling a Newport mansion, they're going to get the same service, the same awesome marketing, and that we don't change that. So so the team follows that system because it makes them more efficient, and and it's just our brand. It's who we are, right?
Yeah. It's amazing that you talk about that because a lot of consumers, I think, based on what I've seen with a lot of other companies, for the most part, everybody has their own way of, utilizing their system.
I love it.
And implementing it. But I think, me personally, when you have a team that actually follows a certain type of structure and give clients what I call a concierge type of service.
Love it.
It's like they get a different feel, a different experience. And with Engels and Volker, when you guys provide these clients, it's almost like a step-by-step process, or maybe what we call the Henry Ford, what do you call that line? It's basically
the manufacturing, the assembly line.
The assembly line. They go through all this process, in terms of how the car's being made from the ground up. But with you guys, it's how the clients are either buying their house or selling their house from the beginning stage all the way to the end, and making sure that service is top tier. And it's crazy because a lot of times people don't get enough of that service. And that's the type of service that we need in today's day and age in order to keep growing.
They say, well, what do you do? What are you going to do different than these other guys? And it's so hard to explain, right? Because we're not the cheapest guys on the block. I'm not a discount brokerage. We're probably the most expensive team to work with, right? Or one of them, right? But it's for a reason, because we get our clients more. We do, right? You're doing it. You're doing it, so but a lot of people, you're right, they don't understand all the behind the scenes stuff that a real estate agent has to do, the service that goes into it. You know how long it takes us to get a listing ready to put in MLS?
How long?
Over 15 hours.
Holy holy shoot.
All good.
Don't worry about that. Jesse takes care of all that. That's great, 15 hours.
Yeah, well, think yours probably does too, right? Because guess what? You're hiring a photographer, right? So first off, you're preparing for the meeting. What is that? 3 hours or so, right? You're going to the listing appointment. Now, my listing appointments are an hour to 2 hours sometimes, depending on how detailed or bottom line the people are, right? You got to cater to your clients. So there's 5 hours right there. when you leave there, you submit everything, all the documentation, all that, right? Or sometimes you go back for a second appointment, and then you send it to your transaction facilitator, they put everything in, boom, there's a few hours right there. We're almost at 10 hours already. And then we go back, we do a staging consultation with them. We bring the photographer in, the videographer in, the 3D floor plans, the floor prints, all that stuff. All of those are man hours. And actually, it's probably like 20, 25. And then we're writing the remarks, or we're hiring a book author to write the remarks for us. Then we're ordering the photos. We're making sure a listing is absolutely perfect. All the photos have comments in them. Then we have to put where we're going to market it. We're going to market it in special places. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So what a real estate agent does for consumers, especially with the system that we're talking about here right now, it is hours upon hours before we even get the job, and never mind when we do, before we even get paid. We work for free.
We work for free, exactly.
For probably about 80 hours on a file.
That's 100% right.
Till it closes, right?
That's 100% right.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like when I first started in the real estate game, I didn't understand how intense it was.
Yeah.
You know, because I came from, I don't know if you've seen my other podcast where I always tell my story where I came from the auto industry.
Yeah.
And you know, the clients came to you.
Yeah.
So that was already created. You just have to take them through their quick journey of trying to either land them in a car and call it a day. With
That's a tough gig too, though.
It's not that tough if you really think about it. I don't think it's that tough for the most part.
Yeah.
Real estate, on the other hand, I really do believe is a lot harder. It's probably one of the hardest gigs, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because you need to bring a level of excellence to the game.
Yeah.
Because now it's not only you that's in it, you're competing on a different level. You know, it's you building your own business structure, you providing a service to a client that you need to make sure that that service is top tier. And don't get me wrong, now not all times will client have a top tier service, but you need to make sure that you bring that best foot forward. You know, so I totally get, and I really give you a lot of respect because E dresses sharp. If you guys don't know E, he loves to dress sharp. You know, he walks around like, you know, looking like the Don for the most part. But you're always thinking of the next step and how you can always present yourself better than the next man, which I totally agree with that. What's the next move for you guys, man?
Well, we're looking to open up 5 to 6 more locations throughout Rhode Island, right? So
what time frame?
So within the next few years. We'd like to have at least 3 shops in the next 3 years. But right now, we're highly focused on getting our East Greenwich shop up and on the road. We're super excited about this location. It's a beautiful building, really blessed to have the people behind us and to have the support and to have the community. Dude, the real estate community is beautiful, right? Like, dude, you work at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, right? Sam Alba works at Remax. We got Greg Rice over at Nexus Property Management. We've got all these people we get to come together and work with. And while like it's competition, it's collaboration. It is. I freaking love this. So there's so many people behind us and so many different companies in our community, and so supportive. You know, so I bounce all around all over the place, bro. But we are super excited about East Greenwich. We're gonna build that out first.
No, I'm really happy in regards to the movement that you have going on. Thank you. The new location that you guys are getting ready to set up. Yeah. Congratulations to you and your team for that. In regards to the market, you know, there's it's a sales market right now. Yeah. Buyers are going crazy in terms of getting their offers accepted. What's your take on all that?
Yeah, well, my take is like, I'm like, what is gonna happen next, right? Because everybody's kind of stuck, I feel, in a lot of, I'm gonna talk about real estate agents right now if I can.
No, definitely.
Because everybody is really stuck right now, kind of in this, it's never gonna change. So I put a post out on the, you saw that?
I saw the post. I was going to actually bring that up, but so you're ready to go ahead.
You know why? So I posted, it was something along the lines like, soon inventory of homes will increase, buyers will disappear, and what did I say?
And something about inventory is going to stay on the market or something like that.
And homes will sit on the market, right. So I did it just to gauge what the real estate community would respond to it. And I would say about 30% of people, and I did this in another bigger group too, with like 107,000 agents as well, right? And for the most part, we heard, never gonna happen, It's not gonna happen. This is fine. Why are you such a Debbie Downer? It's like, no, I'm not. Are you guys prepared? And I said, what is your plan? So what is your plan when things change? Because I happened to start in 2012, which was the bottom of the market. Some may argue 11, 12, 13, but 2012 was the bottom of the market here in Rhode Island, dude. And it was so difficult. It was like today it's difficult for buyers. It was difficult before for buyers and sellers because no one was buying. Everyone was selling. You spent a ton of money to market properties and they sat for a year sometimes, right? So what are we doing? What are we planning? What's the plans on how to attack the next market, right? That's what I wanted to gauge. And there's something else happening too in the industry, Sadiq.
What is that?
iBuyers. Are you familiar?
Yeah, internet buyers, right?
Yup, iBuyers. So there's Open Door. There's, you know, actually, I think Keller has their own version, which is cool, right? Zillow Homes.
Brokerage.
Yes. So guys, so we're gonna be faced, not yet in Rhode Island, Amazon, right? So we're gonna be faced with these iBuyers. We've never seen this before. It's a huge disruptor. Look at the Phoenix market. 5+% of their market was eaten up by iBuyers already.
California, I think it was Sacramento a lady stated that a lot of her clients was done through a lot of her business was done through obviously the whole new Zillow becoming brokerage, Amazon. So like she started transitioning her business model towards that. So I totally get it.
Yeah, and then there's discount brokerages coming in. So Redfin is a discount brokerage, right?
All right, yep.
So I find that, you know, whenever you're offering discount pricing, you're offering discounted services and expertise. And that's not to slam Redfin, but from what I read online and the experiences that even our clients have had before they became our clients with that model, they weren't so happy. But there's gonna be a lot of people that are conscious about pricing, about this and that, and it just is what it is. So we've got that happening. And then we will have a market shift at some point. I don't know when it is. I don't know. Soon is a relative thing to say. It doesn't. Soon could be next year. Soon could be
3 months from now.
3 months from now. It could be tomorrow.
Right.
We don't know.
You're 100% right. I was talking to a close friend of mine, and he asked me, it was sometime this week, I think it was like the day before yesterday, because he's in the market looking for like a multi-unit property. And he asked me, based on your gut feeling, what do you think the market is going to be like, or do you think it's going to shift? I told him straight. I was like, I think, based on the energy that I'm getting, I might be 100% wrong, whatever the case may be, but I do believe that there's going to be a shift in market. What that shift is, who knows? It might be a buyer's market, it might stay a seller's market, or it might just be a totally different way of people buying houses or doing transactions. Who knows? But I do feel like there is going to be some type of shift that it might disrupt the market again. In what way? I don't know.
We don't know.
You know, go ahead.
We don't know. No, I'm with you there. And there was one other thing too. There was something else that I wanted to say. I can't. It was important. It was a big one, and it's slipping my mind, dude. But so part of the reasons why I actually took my team and we started the luxury brokerage was because, think about this for a second, right? Luxury, are people that are buying and selling bigger homes are always going to want that handheld service. They might not have the time and they want the concierge service. So I see longevity and the higher end, the higher price ranges. And I do still see first time buyers that need a lot of hand holding. But eventually, I think what's gonna happen is the lower price ranges, maybe 500 and under, are gonna start using the computer, gonna start using iBuyers, gonna start using all those things, discount brokerages, this and that eventually. And I think you're going to be left with luxury. So we want to really make an impact now and get in there now while we can for longevity in the market.
I think that's a unique observation to make, right? The way I was looking at the market personally myself was, all right, you have all these big companies that won't brokerage before, like Zillow, that Amazon and all them, that technically are trying to shift the game and the way people purchase home, right? So as a real estate company, you need to really, I feel like you need to look at a way where, all right, if you have these big companies like Zillow, Amazon, everybody else trying to adapt towards technology, how can you as a brokerage take what they're doing and flip the game and adapt to those type of clientele, whether they're a $200,000 buyer, $500,000 buyer, or $1 million buyer? How can you actually shift that dynamic? You know, and one of the things that I've realized is that you have to play their game, right? Like you see what they doing. How can you take what they doing but make it on a smaller level and grow? You know, because at the end of the day, there's always a missing gap, and if you could see where that gap is, you know, 10x it. Because anything that you want to do, especially when you're competing with somebody else, you need to make sure you can 10x whatever that competition is doing, because that's the only way you're gonna grow. If you can't 10x something, why do it? You know. So I personally not gonna talk too heavily about it, but I'm focused on trying to launch a system that's geared to really focus on how transactions are going to be done among sellers and buyers. Hopefully within the next few months, or at least towards the end of the year, try to launch that, because I saw that where that missing gap is. And I think, you know, if I could do it right, I think that'll help change the dynamics and how people move in terms of how they want to buy homes or search for properties. You know, so I think that's the way people, especially not people but brokers, moving forward in the new age of technology, you need to think the way these big companies are thinking. You know, data is a key factor.
Huge.
How do you guys use data to be able to maximize your growth?
Oh man, and by the way, you know, and I'll get into that in a second, but blockchain is coming too. So blockchain is going to be for titles, it's going to be for everything, it's going to be for money, for everything. So like the way transactions are going to get done is on blockchain, and it's going to happen. So learn that stuff now, right? But
being able to buy properties with crypto, like
with whatever,
it's so crazy,
like I think it's going to happen, and keep in mind too that inflation is happening at such a rapid pace too. What does that mean for housing market? Are prices of housing, is it really high, or is just inflation going through the roof? That money is worth so much less right now. So don't get caught up as a real estate agent. You got all this money you're making right now. Don't get caught up in that stuff. Don't go buy the biggest, baddest, you know, Maserati, Ferrari, whatever. Don't do that now.
I'm riding my wheels till my wheels fall off.
Yeah, me too, dude. Me too, man. So, and don't go buy the biggest house. Don't do that stuff. Like invest and be smart with it, because, you know, money is only, who knows if it'll be worth it, if the US dollar will be worth anything in a couple years. People will be like, Emilio, you're nuts. Good, please. Thank you. Think I'm nuts. It's okay. It's just something different. So you asked me about data. I told you I was going to bounce all around all over the place.
No worries, because people want to hear bits and pieces of everything. Anyway, so don't even worry about. But yeah, in terms of data, you know, how do you utilize data to, you know, to help yourself and help your client? Because that's definitely a major thing that's going on right now.
Huge.
Data wars.
It's everything. So we've got this program called Max, and we can literally type in an address or a market area, and then it'll tell us exactly where to market to hit those exact consumers. Okay, so it literally has about 15 different options. It goes everywhere from Zillow to billboards to this, to that, whatever, right? All these different marketing options, and it'll give you, it's like a point, it's 1 to 100 points, 1 to 100%, and it gives you the percentage of consumers you can reach through there. So you click which one you want, it builds a presentation, and we can give that to our clients and say, look, we're gonna advertise in all these places, but these are the places where we're gonna focus our time, energy, and money on, so you know we're gonna hit 100% of buyers looking for your house. This also is gonna work really great for price drops, because at some point we're going to need to ask for price adjustments, even in this market, even in the higher end market, right? Whilst things are selling quick, there's some that need a price adjustment. So when we go give a price adjustment, now you're not battling it without data. We go in and we say, look, we've advertised it on Zillow, 99% of buyers there, Facebook, 87% of the buyers there, realtor.com, 93% of the buyers there. We hit everybody, and in addition, we sent it here, and we made a whole bullet point list of stuff. I recently had to get a $100,000 price reduction on a home because it unfortunately it wasn't selling. So we were able to use that and educate our client, and it was unbelievable. She was very happy. She thanked us for it. And you don't want to just go at it with just, oh, we need to drop it because. Data. So that's how we're using data.
Oh man, data to me is is one of those unique things that a lot of people are missing because they don't understand how you can utilize data. You know,
How are you using it?
Huh?
How are you using it? I didn't mean to...
No. So I use data to be able to understand like how my clients are moving, right? So when I collect data, right, I want to understand that you can use data to actually understand emotional pinpoints as well, right?
Wow.
So in terms of that, like, all right, if a client is basically looking to buy in a specific area, you could actually try to target that specific area that the clients want to move into, right? Why? Because that's where they're keen on. So when I deal, like for instance, I have a client who specifically, this is just an example, wants to live in Cranston. The only reason, she lived in Cranston, but she wants to stay there. And the only reason why she wants to stay in Cranston was because her daughter wanted to stay within the school that she's at because she runs track.
Makes sense.
And it became an emotional thing for her where, you know, she kind of was, I don't want to say crying, but you can hear that tonage was different. So data, you could really utilize data on an emotional level because you want to be able to try to focus on, all right, we understand the client wants to live in this specific area. She's also looking at this specific area. So we know based on what she's doing, what we're doing, this is the type of properties that we need to look at. So there's properties here, there's properties here. Let's focus on this area and let's see what we could try to find. You know, with the market with low inventory, it's difficult, but for the most part, it's give you a sense of how you need to be able to work and understand your clients. Then not only that, I also utilize data to understand where my clients are coming from. So if I have more clients coming in from, let's say, Seacon versus East Providence that's looking to do business with me, why am I getting more clients from this area looking to do business with me? Do I need to target that area more so? Is that area what I call a hot spot? You know, if it's a hot spot, let's focus on that area. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep building out more clients and keep filling up our data. So you can utilize data for a lot of different reasons. It just basically, it's really going to come down to how you're collecting those data, what the languages of that data speaking to you, and how you translate that language back to yourself to target and do the things that you need to do.
Wow, dude.
That's how I do it. If people want to ever talk to you, you know, get in your head, get to know E. I call him E for short. His real name's Emilio. A lot of times I break people's name down really
It's all good.
So I apologize for that.
No,
but, you know,
my best friends call me E. It's
all right,
all
so
good.
cool.
Welcome to the club. Thanks, man.
If people want to ever get a hold of you, talk to you some more, how can they do that?
Well, you could call me up. You could hit me up on my cell, direct, 401-359-2338, or you could hit the Google machine and you can go ahead and just type Emilio DiSpirito in. You should absolutely find all my contact info there, right?
And he's all over social media, all over it. If you guys know who it is, it's your man Sadiq. We're Experiences with Sadiq. Until next time, I'll catch you guys soon. Follow me on all my social media platforms, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. My name is Sadiq. And also, check it out, Experiences with Sadiq. Love you guys. Be good. Peace and happiness. Thank you very much, man.
Nice job, dude.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.